Hello, and welcome to the Powerhouse Woman Show. I'm your host, Monica Pierre. So glad you could join us. This is a show where we interview some of the most amazing powerhouse women, not only in the New Orleans area, but in the United States. We've had folks from Canada, also the UK. And it's our time together to uplift each other, to share our stories. And there's so much power in those stories, and lessons learned, and wisdom. From time to time, I also do a show where I just speak directly to you, powerhouse woman. If you don't know me or is the first time finding me, catching me, learning about me, I believe in the power of stories to motivate, encourage, to build something, to leave a legacy. I've spent my career as a reporter, a journalist, a talk show host, a producer, really elevating people's stories. I feel that it's a gift and a privilege to hear someone's story and help them tell it. I'm also helping others tell their story through what they're doing. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But as I was talking about, thinking about what is it that I could share with you today, I started thinking about how we connect and build community. And that's what Powerhouse Women are really all about. Absolutely connecting and building community. Two words I have been hearing a lot coming from people these days and how important it is. So I wanted to share with you three ways you can connect, build community, or start a community without having so much more put on your plate. Oftentimes with tips and strategies and actionable things, you go like, yeah, okay, but right now my head is swimming. I don't know what to do first. So I wanted to give you some three simple things that you may already be doing and could do more about, without a lot of heavy lifting, or something that you may not have thought about that helps you to connect with others and build community. I had a beautiful, delicious lunch, and that wasn't even the food part, with a friend that I had not seen in person in a while. We connected. She reached out to me. I said yes. And it was one of those beautiful things where there was no agenda, just authenticity. It was beautiful to see her beyond social media. It was beautiful to see her and touch her and talk to her about what she's doing. So I wanted to give you three things that you can consider to help connect, reconnect, and build your community. I like to call the first one a you crossed my mind check in. Is there someone you've been thinking about lately? Someone who just popped into your memory, popped into your spirit, and you go, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder what they're working on. And it doesn't go anywhere. You just wonder and you go like, I hope they're well. I am saying be more intentional. When someone comes to your mind, someone comes to memory, someone you go like, I haven't spoke her name in a month of Sundays. Oh, I haven't had coffee with her. I haven't even checked her social media page in a while. Let me do that. So when someone pops into your mind, pops into your memories, pops into your spirit, see it as a signal to connect with them. Just basically say, you know what? You crossed my mind, and I thought you would benefit, or I would benefit mostly from connecting with you or reconnecting with you. My late father would always, just call it all his kids, his adult kids, on Sundays. And he would start, if we weren't there, and he left a voicemail message, he would always say, I don't want nothing, just calling. And I thought that was such a beautiful thing that you're just reaching out to someone because you're thinking of them. It's Sunday and you want to spend a moment with them. Whatever the reason, if someone crosses your mind, do a check in. Just do a quick check in. You can text, you can DM, you can, if you had a card laying around, you can send them a card just to let them know that you were thinking about them. So that's one thing you can do without putting more things on your plate. Let me check and see who's there. Oh my goodness, it's the one and only Sally Ann Roberts. Hi, Sally Ann. What a powerhouse woman Sally Ann Roberts is, not only in New Orleans, but around the country as well. So Sally, she is my co-host. We do the Your Power is On gospel music show on WBOK 12:30 a.m. in New Orleans or online at 1230.com, WBOK 1230.com. So we have a great show coming up as well. Oh my goodness. Mike, Diane Dunbar, how are you? Now, this is a moment here. This is a you cross my mind moment. What are the odds that some of these folks are tuning in and joining in? So, yes, thank you. I do remember you. It has been a long time since our B97 time and dates. I didn't work there specifically, but I know of you and we've connected. And so good to see you again, Diane Dunbar and Sally Ann. So, we're talking about ways that we can connect and build community as well. So if someone crosses your mind, see it as a sign, take it as a sign, and reach out to them. The second one I'd like for you to consider that you can do to build community, keep connections going, reconnect, start a connection going is to celebrate wins, both publicly and privately. Take time to intentionally celebrate another powerhouse woman's success if they finish their PhD, or if they decided to turn that side hustle into something more permanent or something more scalable, whatever. If you just see that they're doing something or they're connecting with family, that's a win for them because family is important. Their companies are important. Oh, thank you, Sally. And she goes, you're truly a blessing to us. You are too, Sally. So celebrate and intentionally do that. Find a quick LinkedIn and you can say, hey, I saw what you're doing. Congratulations on being nominated. And you could also do it privately if you want. You can send a text. Maybe somebody's releasing a book. I know so many, they've been working on their books and they're manifested. They're coming, they're launching, they're working on their book launch plan. So you might want to celebrate their wins publicly and also privately, just to acknowledge someone's hard work. Also, and so I found out that you're about to celebrate your 10th anniversary on that job. These days, being somewhere for 10 years, that's a milestone. You just send them something just to acknowledge them publicly and privately, publicly or privately, whichever one you want to do. So, powerhouse women just don't hold the praise, right? They share the praise and they amplify each other. That's a way to build community, that's a way to stay connected. And it didn't cost you much, right? Just a little moment or time to do that. So you cross your mind, my mind check in, celebrate a win publicly or privately for another powerhouse woman. And then another one that I think may be a little bit challenging, but it's so important. When we're building a thriving, supportive community, and it doesn't have to be millions. We're at this stage where we think unless you have a quarter of a million or you have a million followers, that you're not building community. Your community could be what size it is. It could be five, it could be three, it could be 20. It could be whatever it is, but like minded, soul connected community is what I'm talking about here. So, when we're building that thriving community, when we're building it, it starts with clear and courageous communication. Clear and courageous communication. In a nutshell, don't keep your mouth closed. Ask for what you want, ask for what you need. There could be someone who is the answer, but they don't know you had the question. They don't know you had something that they could help you with. So let's build that muscle with courageous communication and say, you know what? You know what would be helpful for me right now? I would love for you to connect me with some of your contacts on, and just give another in an industry, or maybe your contacts somewhere else, or maybe geographically, just let them know. And because you're building it and there is authenticity, there is something that they're not going to just steal your idea and run. They're really coming to you because you're building this community. And all they say, if somebody comes to mind, just let me know. I would appreciate a connection. And I love those email connections. They're like the best. You say, hey, this is and so is doing so and so. And I think you two would be great to connect. I'm going to step aside and let you do follow up if you want to. Those types of connections and introductions, that courageous communication is important as well. But don't make it a one sided street, right? Ask them, what can I help you with? In fact, I have another great lunch coming up, and I said, you know what? We're celebrating Women's History Month, International Women's Month, International Women's Day. I just want to get together. What can I do to help you with something that you're working on? And next thing you know, we're going to start having lunch next week. So you never know. You never know. Oh, we're hearing. Oh, hello, Dr. Renika Briscoe. Soulconnected.com. You like that? All right. All right. She runs with hashtags. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reaching out to all of us. Thank you so much. I just thought it might be a good day today to focus on connection and focus on community. Think about your community, whether it's a professional community, whether it's a church community, whether it's a community of people you're in your industry and you're connecting with them through Facebook groups, whatever. It could be small, it could be large. Intentionally do something today that's not a heavy lift, but it would mean so much. I know I get excited when someone calls me or texts me or emails me, "How you doing?" It reminds me of my father, because all he would do was just say, "Don't want nothing, just checking." So, can you do that today, Powerhouse Woman? Can you find one of these methods? You cross my mind to check in. You can celebrate a public win, or you can do it privately, someone's win. And it doesn't have to be they're getting an Oscar. That's great. But there's so much in between that and what they're getting. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be valued and think that they matter. That's what we're talking about here. So thank you so much for being with us and joining us today on the show. All of you who commented, Diane, so good to connect with you. Sally Ann, Dr. Briscoe, thank you so much. And as you maybe rewatch this or watch it later, because it'll be posted, I would like you to reach out to connect. It's not just about getting what you want and getting just your needs. We're not talking about transactional things solely. Because yes, some things will happen. If you have a skill, if you're a coach, if you're a trainer, if you are a facilitator, and I'm in your program, of course, that's transactional. But what I have found, particularly doing my shows and my offerings, is that it starts out the way in is because you need coaching. The way in is because you want to develop your story. The Powerhouse Woman show started that way, connecting with the people that I know and putting them on so they could share their wisdom. The Storymaker Academy and one of my cohorts from the first one, Dr. Briscoe, they say, like, you're not leaving us. We're going to stay connected. So 2 years later, we're still connected. So find a way to acknowledge your community, find a way to honor your community, and find a way to be a part of that community on a deeper, more intentional level. Oh my goodness, the comments are just kind of like this, ain't blowing up. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Rosin. So good to see you. Thank you, Sally Ann. Thank you. Yes, indeed. So don't forget to listen to Your Power is On Gospel Music Show. I think we're 7 o'clock on Sunday, 7 o'clock Central. But if you can't, if you're not in New Orleans, you can go to WBOK1230.com and you can listen to it there as well. Some amazing music and also some amazing messages. So as I leave you, we're talking about being there, supporting, having bold communication. So if you're working on something right now, you have a big moment coming up, whether a keynote, whether you have something that you need to facilitate, maybe you're going to be on a panel. Perhaps you are being interviewed for this amazing position and you know you have to tell your story, but you don't know how to tell your story. If you have something big coming up soon, you've been putting it off for a while. We all have that. We're busy, right? We all have that. And then the next thing you know, this thing is in 2 weeks. So I have created the prep room where I work with powerhouse women with something important, a big moment coming up very soon. And you need that intense, focused concentration to get ready. DM me and I will tell you about the prep room because I would love to work with you. It's not a group coaching program. I'm going to work with you one on one privately. We're going to focus and we're going to get it done. You can go through your script with me. We can rehearse your script. We can get you off your script. Whatever your particular need is at this point, that's what the prep room is all about. So thank you all so much for being with us. Glad to connect. Okay, that counts, Diane. This is a you crossed my mind, or you found out about me, or you were in my feed moment, right? This counts. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week with another powerhouse guest. Until then, enjoy your day. Bye bye.